Welcome to English Bloom, the podcast where we let language flourish in fun, thoughtful conversations. I'm Alex, your optimistic guide through the twists and turns of English mastery.
And I'm Jordan, here to dissect those twists with a healthy dose of skepticism. Today, we're diving into how to improve your English from A0 to B1. That crucial leap from absolute beginner to confident intermediate speaker.
Exactly. If you're an advanced learner at B1 or B2 tuning in, this episode's packed with reflections on that early journey, plus idioms and phrasal verbs will unpack naturally. Think of it as a roadmap for your past self, or maybe for mentoring a friend.
Hold on, Alex. Starting from A0, that's ground zero, where hello feels like climbing Everest. But let's hook our listeners right away with a surprising fact. Did you know that immersing yourself in English for just 15 minutes a day can skyrocket your progress from A0 to B1 in under a year? Albeit with smart strategies, of course.
Oh, intriguing. Skyrocket, that's a phrasal verb, meaning to increase rapidly, folks. And Jordan, what's your quick check-in? How's your week been language-wise?
Witty as ever, but I've been grappling with some archaic idioms in a book. You know, ones that might fall flat in modern chat. Fall flat meaning fail completely. Yours?
Optimistic vibes. I tried explaining kick the bucket to a non-native friend. It's a quirky way to say die, but with dry humor. Anyway, shifting gears, let's jump into why starting from A0 isn't as daunting as it seems.
All right, first beat. Building a strong foundation. From A0, where you're basically a blank slate, the key is consistency over intensity. On the other hand, cramming vocabulary might burn you out, exhaust you completely.
Big picture thinking here. What if we compare it to planting a garden? You don't dump seeds everywhere, you till the soil first. Start with essentials like greetings, numbers, and simple verbs. Use apps that gamify it. Turn learning into play.
I see what you mean, but let's break this down. Skeptically speaking, apps are great, yet they often overlook pronunciation pitfalls. For instance, the difference between ship and sheep can trip you up, cause mistakes.
Trip you up. Yes, that's a phrasal verb for stumbling. Oh wow, that's actually insane how one vowel shift changes everything. But imagine if beginners practiced with tongue twisters early on. She sells seashells. It hones those sounds.
Intriguing counterpoint. Though that might overwhelm at A0. Better to wrap your head around, understand, basic grammar first. Present simple, like I eat versus I am eating. Passives come later, albeit they're sneaky. The cake is eaten instead of active voice.
Exactly. And for our advanced listeners, notice how we're using albeit, meaning although, to concede a point smoothly. Building on that, let's segue to vocabulary expansion. From A0, aim for 500 core words before branching out.
Wait, seriously? 500 sounds ambitious, but yeah, collocations help. Not just make a decision, but take a break. Idioms like piece of cake, something easy, prop up naturally in context.
Love that analogy. What if we role-played a beginner scenario? Like, hi, I'm new to English. Can you help me wrap up this confusion?
Wrap up, meaning finish. Okay, playing along. Sure, let's break it down step by step. See? That models real dialogue.
Shifting to our second subtopic, listening and immersion. At A0 to B1, podcasts like ours, wink wink, are goldmines, but start slow. Children's stories or slowed down audio.
Analytical hat on. On the other hand, immersion without guidance can drown you in frustration. Drown metaphorically, of course. Pair it with subtitles. That way you pick up phrasal verbs like tune in, listen regularly.
Tune in, yes, great for learners. And what if you surrounded yourself with English? Labels on household items, thinking in English during routines. It might feel clunky at first, awkward, but it pays off.
That's thoughtful, albeit skeptical me wonders, does it really? Studies show spaced repetition trumps beats total immersion for retention. Apps like Anki use that for flashcards.
Oh, trumps from card games, meaning outperforms. Fair point, but let's add a twist. Combine both. Immersion for input, repetition for output.
Building together now, yes. For advanced folks, ponder this. How often do you delve into, explore deeply, podcasts in your target language? We delve into nuances here.
Nice teaser there. Third beat, speaking practice. From A0, muttering to yourself isn't crazy, it's crucial. Shadowing, repeating after speakers, builds fluency.
Wait, muttering? That could come off as eccentric, seem odd. But analytically, language exchanges via apps like Tandem beat solo practice. You get real feedback, countering bad habits.
Come off as, meaning appear. Intriguing. What if we flipped it? Start with AI chatbots for low-stakes practice. No judgment if you butcher an idiom, mess it up badly.
Butcher, like mishandling meat, vivid idiom. Though AI lacks cultural depth. Remember, English has bitter rivalries in dialects. British lift versus American elevator.
Bitter rivalries, strong competition. Exactly. Explain those briefly for learners. And vulnerability moment, I once said rubber meaning eraser in the US. Huge mix-up.
Oh, wow, that's hilarious. Real talk, mistakes are stepping stones, not roadblocks.
Stepping stones, helpful aids. Fourth subtopic, grammar without the grind. B1 to B2 focuses on basics, but use stories to embed it. Conditionals, if I study, I will improve.
Grind, meaning tedious work. Skeptically, grammar books bore, make dull, but apps like Duolingo gamify it. That said, passive voice sneaks in. English is spoken worldwide.
Sneaks in, enters quietly. Big picture, what if we visualized grammar as a puzzle? Pieces like subjunctives fit later, albeit at B1 you touch on them. I wish I were fluent.
Touch on, briefly discuss. Reflective. For our B1, B2 crowd, notice that subjunctive for hypotheticals. Let's challenge. Is rote memorization overrated?
Overrated, valued too highly. Playful disagreement, somewhat, but it cements, solidifies basics. Building on that, fifth beat, motivation hacks.
Hacks, meaning clever shortcuts. Analytical view, set micro goals like mastering 10 phrasal verbs weekly. Put up with, tolerate.
Put up with, yes, and humor helps. Reward yourself after sessions. What if failure felt like bouncing back, recovering quickly?
Bouncing back, resilient idiom. Exactly. Track progress to avoid plateaus, flat periods.
Wrapping up main chat. Plateaus, good one. Now takeaways. Key idioms today are fall flat, trip up, skyrocket, piece of cake. Use them in sentences, listeners.
Vocab recap, albeit for concessions, delve into for deep exploration, phrasal verbs, wrap up, pick up, and come off as. Complex structure, conditionals like if you practice, you'll improve, albeit slowly at first.
Listener question, how would you use bitter rivalry in your life? Share on our socials. Teaser, next episode, idioms in pop culture. Stick around.
That said, if you're blooming your English, subscribe, rate us, and practice these phrases in your next meeting. Thanks for joining.
Until next time, keep communicating with edge.